Hello, all of you beautiful people on the internet. What is going on? My name is Josh. Welcome to bonus stage for one of our awesome Let's Listen listening parties. Tonight, we are celebrating the release of Wrath Beyond Creation, as made by the man holding the album there, Mr. Patrick Gunderslam himself. That is your proper last name, isn't it, Patrick?
It is. You don't have to. Yeah. Don't look at it any further on Facebook. It's that. Yeah.
it's definitely Patrick Gunderslam. Well, yeah. So we're joined here by Gunderslam, the full formation as it is. But Patrick, you've got a lot of other people in the room there. Do you want to go around and just give us a quick intro?
Yes. We are Gunderslam. I am the Patrick Gunderslam.
Hi, my name's Adam Gunderslam.
Adam Gunderslam of the family Gunderslam. Yes.
My name is Steven Gunderslam.
Steven Gunderslam. This is
and
going
I am
really well.
Jacob Gunderslam.
Jacob Gunderslam.
All part, born under the same Gunderslam family.
And wrapping the whole family up over there in the car with the
true.
dome light on.
Rocky Gunderslam.
It's true. I'm Rocky Gunderslam. Nice to meet you.
We're missing a Mark Gunderslam, but he's here in spirit. And Katie Gunderslam. And Theology Gunderslam.
Yeah. This family just doesn't stop growing. It's crazy.
Family
Our parents are very proud.
Yeah.
Oh, man. As somebody who was raised religiously, I have to say that family bands aren't really that common outside of that setting, so it's really nice to see somebody taking up a brutal mantle for the family name. I really love that. Thank you, all you beautiful Gunderslams.
So well.
I mean, we're basically identical, so.
We all look the same. We all have beautiful, beautiful locks.
We need a mantle now. A crest.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Fast and Furious intensifies, says Taladar. Oh my god. Oh man. Well, so nice. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight, I can tell. So we are here to discuss Wrath Beyond Creation. This is a brutal take on the music from Hades. Patrick, you've actually flown quite solo for most of this venture, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
What made you decide to? Sorry, another family member back there.
Haley Gunderslam in the very back playing Repo.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well, I expect that to be fully appropriate all the time. Burst into laughter. But Patrick, why don't you tell us what made you want to start like a Hades cover album? What got this whole thing kicked off?
So, I played Hades when it released in the midst of the pandemic, and fell in love with it. Loved the music and everything. And then I read a tweet randomly on Twitter when it was still Twitter. It's still Twitter. I don't care what anyone says about that.
Yeah.
It was like, I wish VGM did more albums that were all the same, from the same game. And I was like, you know what? Let's do Hades. This whole record is fucking sweet. So let's just kick it up a notch and turn the heat up and make it even heavier.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we got here.
Was that decision shortly after you played the game? Because I got to say that they're on to number 2 now. And if that's the case, then you've been working on it for quite a while.
Yes. So it was a record that basically took... I think it was in 2021 I started to do the plunge into more of it. Actually, no, I played it in 2021, so that's when I started working on it. It took about 3 years to get through this, and when they announced the second one, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm behind.
I know we have collaborated with a lot of people on different stuff, so I think making a record can take a long time. You know what I mean? And it takes as long as it needs to take.
It's 13 songs on it, yeah.
We got here. We're here,
Yeah.
You're loving it. Never too late, right?
No, I was gonna say yes, you are all here, and so Patrick, what made you want to do so much of it yourself, knowing that you have so many talented family members at your disposal?
So this happened as I was still solo. So this is I'm getting into the band built as I was building this record. So this is kind of it's going to be probably one of the last solo records I do. There might be some singles here and there that I'm just kind of like cooking out, but there's definitely going to be a little dynamic change in the next couple of years, I would imagine. But VGM Con 2022 is where I met up with Adam, and that was like Adam, Rocky, and Mark. Like that's how we started forming the Gunder band, and then 2023 was the first like we're a band, we're playing Magfest. So yeah, that's how that it's all kind of been happening in parallel.
Well, and the other thing is it's very likely that you're going to hear us on like near future releases, right? Like because not only did like Steve joined the band relatively recently when I started playing guitar, right? So not only did Steve recently join the band, but it's one of those things where like now Rocky has done some recordings with Patrick recently that he recorded with Justin from Night of the Round at Innsmouth Audio in Indiana. And he's done a great job recording that and the new Night of the Round record that's coming out soon. But like that facilitates our ability to record with Patrick on like releases going forward, and that's really exciting for us.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's really cool that that things have been kind of evolving in tandem, and I would love to see what this album, what the songs from this album will sound like with everybody on board contributing their own performances as well. Well, that's all very exciting. Why don't we start with the first few songs of this album? Just give people a little bit of taste, and then we can dig in a little bit more from there. How do you guys feel about that?
Oh yeah,
Do it, yeah.
Let's listen to some music.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, let me just make sure I've got my track order in front of me so I can announce this properly. We are going to listen to the first 3 songs from Wrath Beyond Creation, and that is wow, it's not even out yet right now, is it?
You can get it on Bandcamp pre-order, physicals or digital, right now. Comes out on Saturday.
On Saturday. Sweet. Okay, there's the link in chat, folks, if you want to follow along with the track list. We're going to be listening to God of the Dead, Part 1, No Escape, Out of Tartarus, and then The Painful Way. Folks, this is Bonus Stage, and let's...
No, too early?
No, that was it. I usually let whatever happen. But you got it right out of the gate.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm a fan of the show.
Thank you.
I knew we got you here for a reason.
Fan of the program.
All right, guys, here's some music for you. Freaking sick, man. Love it. Oh my god. All 3 tracks. Yeah. God of the Dead Part 1. There, spoiler alert, there's going to be a part 2, everybody. Oh my god. This is what happens when you have a track that has part anything in the name. You know there's going to be, I don't know, that would be like a devilish thing to do. Be like, oh, part 1. Oh, the part 2 is not on the album.
Now you're giving me ideas.
Yeah, that's a little stinker energy, and I like it.
Little stinker. Oh, I like that. Oh my god. And then Out of Tartarus and The Painful Weed, which you can hear right now over on Bandcamp if you really want to. I mean, you just heard them, so like if you want to just turn the stream off, go and hear those 2 tracks again, you can do that. Those are in preview mode over on the Bandcamp. We did have a question in chat about the album art, and I did want to honor that. You did answer the credit, but I did also just want to put that in larger format on the screen here and show off this beautiful, beautiful art. So you got famous VGM visual artist Poke Russ, Patricio Thielemann to do this for you. Yeah, this is just gorgeous. Tell us a little bit more about that, Patrick.
That album artwork rules so hard. Patricio is he's a great friend. It's so cool to work with him, and I was looking at it for different avenues, and he's done work for H1Z1 before. He's done more Gunderslam stuff before. So like, I had to go back to him. He sent me like the demo when I was like, oh, what we want to do like this Greek kind of thing, but I want to use these color schemes and stuff like that. And there's a couple different drafts. And like when he came with this without like any of the titles, I was like, so give me the shit. Fuck yeah. So he's designed the entire album artwork, not just the cover, but there's an insert slip or the inside. He's got that. We were able to modify like the disc to be like it's his artwork, so it fits on there. The behind the CD also has like some artwork that he did, which is the single for Painful Way artwork. Mm-hmm. So that's in there. And then the back is just kind of like the blank, but he did all of this shit. It's so fucking cool. It looks so good.
Oh my God. And the way you described it is exactly my experience working with Patricio as well. Just like he sends you something, you're like, that's it. Just no notes. Give me that right now, please. Yeah. Here's payment. Here's a little extra because I love you.
That's also how it is with his music. So that's it. You know, honestly, I think that's a little selfish, and maybe he should share with everybody else.
Fucking facts. Focus Project is an amazing band, and not enough good things to say about Patricio.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Rest in peace, all of you other aspiring VGM acts cover artists, because Patricio is coming for your paycheck.
Keep going. Let's keep this relationship. Like I'm here for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And oh my gosh. Okay, well we heard some cool tunes. We heard some really good stuff. So yeah, so you played the guitar. Did you perform or program the drums?
For the most part on the record, it is programmed. There's one track that is actually live recorded by Rocky. And then there's another track on there that was performed but on a kit by Dave Norman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think that's all in the Bandcamp notes here, folks. Again, that link is in chat above, or I can drop it fresh if you request. But yeah, no, that's really cool. And then the bass, did you also perform that, or was that programmed as well?
Performed, yep. So
yes.
it was performed bass.
Basically, anything you could do, you did.
Yeah. And anybody that's ever recorded a record knows drums can be... They're daunting, and I can't play drums. And again, like we talked about earlier, that this project was in parallel as the Gunder band, family band, had conjoined and became a thing.
Conjoined. Oh my gosh! No, that's beautiful. No, that's really cool. It's nice to know that you did as much as you could, and then in terms just of the arrangements themselves, because I just going to put myself on blast here. Have not played Hades. have heard many renditions of the soundtrack before. Yeah, okay, just throw shade at me, whatever, Patrick. But yeah, like in terms of the arrangements themselves, I'm gonna lean on you to shed light on where things differ from the original, what you contributed of your own originality.
Sure. So in the original soundtrack, the songs are like 9 minutes long, and there's an acoustic section and a like kind of heavier section, like kind of a metal section. So we basically chopped off the acoustics parts, made them as intros in some of the songs, and just like beefed it up. So what I did is I reamped all the guitars, so I'm running through heavier amps and stuff. It's more guitar focused instead of like kind of blended in the background. There are still synths and samples that go in, like shakers and a lot of alt percussion, blended in, but it's more on the metal side of it, and really pushed for where I could push to make it more metal. The other thing I did too is like there's some songs I was able to down tune them. So like Out of Tartarus is actually like in drop E and like low as fuck tuning. You know,
but in general, they're relatively close to the source in terms of the arrangements, which isn't always the way that Pat approaches an arrangement. You know what I mean? I think it was kind of just ripe for the picking with 80s. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those no note situations, probably. You know, because really there aren't a ton of places where you know had to. What do I do with this? This transition isn't very cool, or like this counter melody just does not hang, you know, like it's just there for the taking. So all he had to do was put some muscles on it, you know,
put one of those beefy arms on it for good measure.
Yeah, big arms. Yep.
Patricio Therelman, no notes. Darren Korb, no notes. Patrick Gunderslam, all the notes. You have to play all the notes. That's
all the
notes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the best part about being in this band is he plays all the notes, so I only have to play like 6 or 7. It's great.
He gave me a couple. I appreciate it.
Real champion of the people there, Patrick. You know, just taking one for the team.
Every time.
Oh my gosh. Well, coming up next, we got 3 more tracks which you cannot hear anywhere else except for here at the very moment, or unless you're in the Gunder fam. But yeah, we got 3 songs. We've got Mouth of Sticks. We've got The Bloodless. Oh man, where's Mark? Because that guy is all about the blood.
He is.
Vampire.
Yeah, Vampire Mark. And then Scourge of the Furries. I mean the Furies. Oh man, and I'm sure there's a bit of a narrative to follow. With this stuff, as you know, the game naturally has a pretty epic tale to tell there. And to that end, I do want to ask a little bit about track order here. Did you go with something that followed the chronology of the game itself? Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
okay,
you nailed it. Like Hades fans will recognize, like, oh, this is Tartarus, this is Asphodel, this is Elysium, and then Endgame.
It gives you that nostalgia feel of playing through it for sure.
Hell yeah, nice dude. Okay, well then, why don't we listen to 3 more tracks, folks? Mouth of Sticks, The Bloodless, and Scourge of the Furies. Let's
listen.
You guys will catch on soon. Don't worry about it. Hell yeah. Freaking brutal, guys. Oh my God. Gunder fam. That yeah, well sorry. I guess I'm speaking directly to Patrick about everything that we're hearing, but generally good job all of you in the room. And Rocky as well.
And me
We
too.
really appreciate her going to
Hell yeah. Oh my God. Well, we just heard Mouth of Sticks, The Bloodless, Scourge of the Furies. I did take some listening notes while we were listening along there. Yeah, actually, Patrick, backstage, you made a note about that first track, Mouth of Sticks. You said that you hated recording that song. There's got to be a story there, bud. What's going on?
That was the nightmare song on this record that I almost cut because I was like midway through tracking because I'm not a prog guy, so when you start getting into like time signature changes and like really like fucking with the meter, it was the last song I recorded. It was where I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna be disappointed if it doesn't make the record. I'm glad I persevered and got through it and did it, got all my takes, and it's a heavy track. I really like the way it turned out. It hits hard.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was worth sticking with, honestly.
It really
was one of my
worth
favorite songs on the record for sure.
That's awesome.
It was worth sticking with.
God fucking damn it.
Oh man, no, that was good. And I think somebody backstage, maybe it was you, Jacob, said there was like a bit of a Tool sound to it as well. Just like, I guess maybe that's more of the nature of the composition itself. Really, just kind of like driving home that pentatonic stuff. Slow build up on that one. Really good performance on it though. Love the sound you got out of the down-tuned chugs as well. Yeah, there was we listened to the Bloodless. Mark wasn't here for obvious reasons, but there was like some kind of whiny sound going on in the back half of that song. Was that just all like guitar and whammy? How did you get that?
There's whammy and then there's slide guitar on it. Also, that note for that is the song that was the underdog, like unexpected. This is the heaviest fucker on the record. Like this song just hits, just makes your speakers move. I use a specific slide. This is my friend in a band called 20 Watt Tombstone. They sell these custom slides. It's called the Doom Tube.
That's awesome.
On that, I don't think I even showed you guys this shit. Cool. So you guys pass that around.
Is that ceramic?
It is ceramic. It's a ceramic tube. So I got doing slide guitar. Did it on a couple of guitars. But yeah, dude. Thick ceramic slide for that.
Oh, man.
Wailing shit up there.
Yeah. If you turned it upside down and made it out of a different material, it would be wood instead of doom, right?
It would be the wood, yeah.
Oh man, I don't know what a wood slide would sound like. That would probably be terrible.
The tube that this comes in probably would be a good example.
I'll get back to you on Wednesday. I'll let you know what a wood slide sounds like on a guitar.
Yeah, just do it right here.
It sounds like an exhausted pug.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, yeah, that one was very brutal. Absolutely, really good performances on that one as well. And then yeah, number 6 there, the Scourge of the Furies. The Furies. Yeah, really good build up on that one.
Just fucking double kicks the whole time, just in your face.
Really steady. Love that. Absolutely fucking driven it home. So and like now that we're like almost halfway through the record, I just wanted to make a note that I think we're hearing a bunch of different sound influences. So obviously you're a big metalhead. I'm a big metalhead. We can do what metalheads love to do most and nerd out about influences a little bit. Is there specific bands that you have had in mind as you've been creating the arrangements for these songs that we've listened to so far?
Yeah, and I know Tool got mentioned somewhere, it may have been backstage or whatever. Like Tool is definitely a band that has some of the sound and influence in it, but then you get into like some of like the Melodeath stuff. So there's like some In Flames and Dark Tranquility or Arch Enemy like influences. Especially with like the fast double kicks and shit like that.
That's you anyways.
Yeah, it's
a little bit of Corn.
I think there's a Dark Tranquility. Yeah, I got a Dark Tranquility banner right behind there, Legion over there. Lacuna Coil was another band though, like that really.
there.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm curious what influences were in Painful Way.
In Painful Way, with like the jumping up and stuff.
What's like where'd you get the vibe from?
Lamb of God is actually surprisingly one of them, but like that was a Lacuna Coil one for sure. With like the China, like what's that song? Our Truth.
Oh yeah. Exactly what you mean of that.
Because you know what I got from it is our collective favorite Deftones song.
Oh,
A Head Up featuring Max
Cavalera.
Soulfly, but it gives me that kind of like momentum swing to it.
The drive.
It feels like a Soulfly song. To me, so
it's
awesome.
adjacent though. Yeah, never not thinking about that.
There was a good quote I heard once. It was that the secret to originality is obscuring your influences. So I guess now we know that you're not original at all, Patrick. You're outed. Oh man.
Dang. What if I keep feeding the machine more influences? What happens?
Yeah. Oh God. Sorry. You say it's feeding the machine more influences, and all I can think of is AI. But that's gross. We're not going to talk about that.
No. Fuck that shit.
That shit. That's right. Oh my God. You know, we could say to that shit is good riddance. Oh man. Coming up next, we've got we've got everybody's favorite Hades song, "Good Riddance," coming up next, featuring two incredible singers, Megan Orvold Scheider and Ty Christian. Sorry, is that Scheider or Skyder?
No, Scheider. Yeah, you got it.
Right. Oh yeah, cool. And then actually, we're going to listen to 4 tracks in this next block because one of them is only 54 seconds, and that is Primordial Chaos. Oh man, you'd think Primordial Chaos would have lasted a little bit longer, but here we are. And then hey, look at that! The track after that, we've got Rage of the Myrmidons featuring none other than Rocky Gunderslam, and
That's me.
and Sam and Sam Bobinski is contributing bass as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we've got the Exalted from Hades as well, which is going to be pretty dope. Just because we're going to be coming out on the other side of this listening block, furthest from it. Why don't you give us a little preview, Patrick, and tell us what it was like to work with Megan and Ty on Good Riddance.
They are super pro. I've loved them to death. They are both Wisconsin vocalists in Wisconsin bands. So it was super cool to work in my hometown, and they're not in the VGM scene either. We did it remote, but I love them. I love hanging out with them every time I get a chance to. So it was fantastic just getting the tracks back and just like being like awestruck. Like they're so good. They're so fucking good. So go check out their bands. Casket Robbery, Megan sings for them, and then Lords of the Trident, Ty sings for them.
Right. Lords of the Trident, know those guys. Sorry, Casket Robbery?
Casket Robbery, yeah.
All right.
Death metal band.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Wisconsin royalty right there.
It's like no clean singing. So this is she got to do something she doesn't normally get to do with her band.
So good.
She's extremely talented. And
listening to this song and then listening to Casket Robbery will impress you.
Yeah.
Because it shows range, and that's really impressive.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Well, then everybody prepare to be impressed. Here are those 4 songs that I mentioned. Let's
listen.
Oh my god! Almost got distracted and totally got us talking about something else when we need to transition. That's a bad host, but that is a great. That is a great chunk of music by the Gunderslam and or Gunder fam. Yeah, we had some features there. We had Rocky playing on Rage of the Myrmidons along with Sam Babinski. Shout out, and of course before that we had Good Riddance featuring Megan Orvold, Scheider, and Ty Christian. That was all pretty cool. In fact, we got to talk a little bit about including the vocalists. But yeah, as we were listening, I just made some notes. Yeah, and I think somebody mentioned it backstage too that track, the Good Riddance, there was a bit of a System of a Down vibe happening there. I also really loved the how strong the harmony was on that vocal track because that's not something that you know it's a beautiful harmony as it is, but to hear it so strongly, excellent performance from Ty on that. And then there was a really dope solo in there as well, Patrick. Good job on that one.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and then definitely noticed like a little bit of difference in sound and taste coming from Rocky on the drums for Rage of the Myrmidons. Rocky, thanks for bringing it, bud. Yeah, so since Patrick was doing so much of this on his own, what was it like to kind of insert yourself in that track?
So, I mean, it was awesome. I was really happy that Patrick asked me to play this one. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Sam because I fucking love Disco Cactus so much, and being able to play on the track with him was just awesome to begin with. And B, it was really nice that, as Patrick was saying, this band was forming kind of like in parallel with this album being made. It was nice to actually A, join the band, and then B, put my own, stamp on one of the songs on this album. Uh, it was a little bit nerve-wracking when he sent me the, I guess, demo or whatever, with the program drums and stuff, and he was like, yeah, I'd really like kind of a Tool sound to it, and like anybody can play like Danny Carey, so like that was totally fun.
You just need 16 rototoms and fucking yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, like Danny Carey, what a breeze, sure, man. But no, it was getting to write and record a drum solo. It's rare in general, and I guess you have some metal songs that have it, but like it's pretty rare to have a drum solo just recorded in song. So it was nice to be able to do that and really try and hone in on what Patrick wanted. And I get to say this to him quite often, but this is his project, and yes, it's our project, but like I always ask him like, hey, is this what you want? Is like I try and get his get the vibe for what he wants because he has a vision, and if I didn't like that vision, I wouldn't play with him. It's I try to respect the vision as much as humanly possible and put it out there. I'm glad that he liked it. I very much liked it, and shout out to Will Banks from Night of the Round who was able to record me and host me or host us. We had a really great time with him. Yeah,
that was just fun. It was a fun couple of days.
Yeah, he just makes you feel so comfortable in his studio. So that part was a little bit. It made life easier because when I was getting frustrated, because that song took me a long time to record. There was several hours. That song alone took several hours. But I would get frustrated, go take a walk around the house, breathe, woosah, drink some water, and get back in there. And him and Patrick had my back, and it was great.
Yeah, dude. Excellent job on your fills. Loved the tightness of the blasts and everything that you had too. Like, yeah, definitely solid work on that track, dude. And can't wait to hear more of Gunderslam with that flavor on there, bud. You did awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. Adam, did I see you raise your hand? You had something to add about that, or am I tripping?
No, I was just waving at Justin.
Oh, hi, Justin. Yes, hi, Justin.
Hey.
There he is. There he is.
Taylor.
Oh my god! And then we heard the Exalted. That one had some more cool proggy shit. Was that not too difficult for you then, Patrick? Is some proggy stuff more difficult than others? What's going on there?
Yeah. So there's some stuff that just clicks, and that song was definitely like clicking. Forget it. Like that was good, and that was another one of those downtune songs. Like I just had like fun with that.
Yeah.
I even had fun with Rage, and Rage has like a weird like time signature thing, but like I can groove with that. It's just something about the sticks that just hurt my gurks.
Yeah, not quite the meshuggah that we all have just ringing in our ears, right? Oh my god. Well, yeah, that's all the notes I had on those songs. But before we get into this last segment here, I just wanted to ask, when will there be a battle of the bands with you against Premium Vintage? When's that happening?
I don't. How do we do that? Because Mark has both projects.
Goddamn.
That's up to Mark.
That is up to Mark. Yeah, he gets to decide that, and he's got a hell of a stage show. I'll tell you that. Like as the crew guy, I can't.
The roadie's coming up.
Gunderslam's not about the props and gimmicks, is what I'll say.
Right.
Patrick's going to sabotage the in-ears for Premium Vintage.
I have the control.
Oh my god.
Oh no, what happened to your click? I don't
Do that.
The rise of the roadie. Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my god, that's just too funny. I couldn't resist.
I did talk to Mark about doing and I'll probably do it as a post release like podcast, like just a one off of like I forgot what the hell it was. It was like fuck. I had a really good title for it. I'll have to look at my DMs, but just us talking about our Hades releases, like his Hades band and me doing Hades release almost in parallel together, and how. You listen to Premium Vintage and you listen to this record, they are two different entities. They are completely different. So it's very interesting to see how like two minds create differently, you know?
But also it makes sense because you're friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same way, right? Besties.
Absolutely. Mark, it would be fun to have him on the stream for what I'm about to say, but he said he got into Hades because of me, because of Painful Way when I did it at VGMCon 2022. So I'm like partially responsible for Premium Vintage even existing, so I'll cheers to that.
Yeah. Cheers to that. There's some backstory for you. There's some lore.
The Gunderslamily, yeah.
It's like a little branch on the family tree there. Yeah.
More puns.
I will say it was nice at.
Sorry. What? Go.
It was nice at MagFest too.
No, Rocky, you go ahead.
Sorry, It was nice at MagFest to commiserate with Angel. Yeah,
breaking up on us.
Damn it!
Are you going to Chicago?
Yeah.
Rocky's on the road right now. So, but yes, you were saying it's nice to have been commiserating with Angel at MagFest about.
Rage of the Myrmidons and how difficult that song was on the drums.
Yeah, that song's it's still tough. Like I vibe with it, but it's tough.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Well, that's awesome. And then yeah, you guys can just commiserate even more in the future at the Battle of the Bands. No, sorry, we're getting past that. But speaking of getting all of your friends together to do Hades music, that's exactly what you did for track 12 on this album, which we are going to be listening to very soon, Patrick.
Yes.
First is coming up The King and the Bull. And then after that, we've got God of the Dead Part 2. It was foretold, the unseen ones. But for this one, you've got quite a list of credits for people doing some soloing on this one. And in order of appearance, they happen to be Katie Scary, Mon, a.k.a. Mark, who we've been shit-talking this whole time, Brian Koenig, Lacey Johnson, Patricio Theleman. Oh, man, he's on this album in more than one way. Eric Viking Guitar Peabody, who has gone uncredited so far this party, but he has been responsible for the for the mix and master of this beautiful music you've been talking to. Shout outs to Eric. He's really awesome. You've also got Ian Cowell on there, Ro Panaganti, and Justin Wilbanks, who's in chat. Yeah, that's quite a beast of a list of people submitting solos. And yeah, do you want to tell us, like, how did you come to that decision? That seems like you had like a seizure, a lapse of reasoning or something like that happened there.
I mean, I might as well have, because it was a daunting thing to get a bunch of people. And in the VGM community, I've been a part of like some insane collaborations. So one of the biggest one was that Paper Mario medley. Do you remember that from VGM together? Like, that was insane. But that was one of those inspirations. Was like, well, what if I take this song that has blistering solos and rip them out and put people that I love in this VGM scene to do their own thing over it, and then we only maintain the choruses, and I'll do like some of the original leads that were on that, which really boosted my guitar playing abilities, because holy fuck, those leads are insane. Darren Korb got some insane guitar players for that.
He's self-destructive.
But yeah, I wanted to get familiar faces on this with me on this song in particular, and just turn it on its head. Everybody shine.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Okay, folks. Well, we're going to listen to that. We're going to listen to The King and the Bull first. And then last, we've got In the Blood. Oh man, where's Mark? Featuring Megan coming back to perform. And this time joined by Trey Watson as well. So yeah, we'll hear all of that and we'll talk about it on the other side, folks. Let's
listen.
your dearest kin below the skin.
There it is, folks. It is in the blood. Now we know that's where it is. Oh my God. We lost Rocky. Rocky's still there in chat, but he's on the road. Thank you so much for joining us, Rocky. We still got the full Gunder fam scene here in Patrick's home. Yeah, that was really epic. We had the King and the Bull. We had every guitar player in the VGM scene on God of the Dead Part 2.
And Keytar.
And Keytar, yes, that's right. Can't forget Lacey. Oh, my God. And we had the Queen. Yes, absolutely. All hail the Queen. Yeah, and then, of course, we had Megan and Trey Watson coming in on In the Blood. Yeah, just brutal. Loved it. Incredible. Yeah, and anything else that you would like to add about those three songs, or anything else that we've heard or talked about this whole night, Patrick or Gunder fam?
It's I don't really know what else to really say other than thanks to everybody that wanted to be a part of this record and said yes to being a guest, and everybody that helped me go do this, and Eric for mixing and mastering this to the sonic intensity that it is, yeah, I don't really know what else to say on it.
No, absolutely. It's a killer album. I'm really glad that you put this out. I think people who love the soundtrack will enjoy your take on this. I've certainly enjoyed listening to all of this, just like with the metal lens. We're brothers in that sense. And yeah, this has just been one epic album. So this is coming out on Saturday on Bandcamp. Digital and physical release. I'm going to drop that link in chat. It is pinned, but in case people don't know how pinned links work, there it is one more time. Please go in and click on that link and pre-order. You can get it on digital for $10 US or more, or you can get it on compact disc as well as a digital album. The physical release looks pretty cool. I highly recommend you go over to Bandcamp there and check out the physical, the CD. As Patrick was saying, Patricio did some extra art for the inset as well as the CD itself. It's just absolutely incredible, and yeah, it's really nice to see people still doing physical releases as well, because yeah, that's just something tangible. You don't really get that with just go check it out on Spotify. But speaking of, is it going to be on any streaming platforms? Are you planning to do a broader digital release?
Yeah, that is in set to release also on Saturday, so it'll be full streaming everywhere. The Bandcamp will obviously have everything, so you can get it on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, like you name it. It'll be digital. We go through Sounddrop, so anywhere that you can, it'll be there.
Oh yeah, but of course we do encourage people here on Bonus Stage. We encourage people to go to Bandcamp, because that is the best and most direct way to support the artist. That said, yeah, add it to your playlist on Spotify. Get those listens happening, and let's make sure that Patrick and the rest of the Gunder fam get to eat some French fries tonight so that they can keep the fuel going for all of the things that they've been talking about backstage that I can't say anything about.
We're cooking. Everybody's cooking.
Everyone's cooking. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh my god. Well,
Unbelievable.
oh my god. Well, speaking of cooking, I trust you might deserve to sit on your laurels here for a little bit with this release, but yeah, what's coming up next for the Gunder fam? Anything that you can talk about?
Yes, more live shows. So we're playing at Midwest Gaming Classic this Saturday. That's the after party release show. So that's double on top, on top of it. So if you're local to the Milwaukee area, Chicago, and you're going to Midwest Gaming and haven't gotten a ticket for that, just for the after party, go get it. You can go buy this there. Also, we'll be playing at Summerfest, the world's largest music festival. At the small little tiki stage in the back, July 4th. So there will be another Gunderslam.
Come Gunderslam with us.
Come Gunderslam with us in Milwaukee.
On the 4th of July. Wow. The sparks will be flying.
Absolutely.
The
So.
Slamly values.
Oh my god. Redacted.
Friendly A.
We could put that one there. That one's fine.
You're not leaking anything but with a pun. Oh my god.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Unknown.
Other than that, there's gonna be a handful of singles coming out throughout the year, and then there's an original EP coming through too. So
there it is.
That's it.
There it is.
That I'll talk about.
The Gunder Slam and the Gunder Jam. Thank you, Moo Man. Oh my god. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations on this album, Patrick, and to the rest of you in the room there. Congratulations on your future involvement with these songs. I can't wait to see it performed in full one day. If you guys ever do like an album tour, like touring a specific album front to back, that would be really cool. I would
love to. How the hell I'm going to get every one of those guests on the Unseen Ones is going to be. It's possible, but my fucking god.
You're the tech guy, so I'm sure you'll figure it out. That's up to you, bud.
It's for a house to fucking put me on a fucking guillotine after that. Guillotine.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my god. Well, that's incredible. Yeah, all the best success with your performance this Saturday. I hope that goes well. I hope that's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I will miss seeing all of your faces at VGM Con, of course. But yeah, on that note, I'll just do some shameless plugging right now. Because that is my right as the host. But yeah, bonus stage is going to be at VGM Con. I got my co-host in chat right there. There is no easy mode. That is my friend Chris Mooman Narati. We are going to be co-hosting the Warp Stage again this year at VGM Con, which is a virtual hybrid space at the convention. We're going to be showing remote performers and panelists, as well as interviewing on-site guests and playing some fun games that people can participate both at the convention and on Twitch at VGMCon, or at twitch.tv/VGMCon. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Oh, Nalani, I'll see you there. Awesome. Really looking forward to that. I'll see you there too, Rocky. Rocky, if you've got something to shameless promote, just put it in chat. I'll read it out loud. But yeah, and then post VGMCon, we're going to be in Winnipeg putting on a Beeps and Bops concert there with Danimal Cannon, 8-Bit in the single player, Samantha Ballard, as well as Super Effects. And then we're also moving on to Edmonton to put on a show there with some Edmonton locals, namely Pure Octane, Experience Points, Thenikin, previously from South America. He's there now. And Open World Ensemble. Yeah, shout out to VGMCon. Yes, thank you. Yeah, and then we're also going to be here on April 24th, seeing Adam again and Justin, and we're going to have a listening party for the Night of the Rounds new album coming up, which is called Refractions. That's going to be super cool. So yeah, folks, if you've enjoyed this, thank you so much for being here. This episode will be on YouTube later next week, and you can find all of our past programming there. And if you want to find out more about what Bonus Stage is up to coming up next, go to bonusstage.ca. We hate social media. I mean, we love social media, but we hate trying to cut through the noise. So just go find everything there on our website. It's all there for you. Patrick, Adam, and Steven and Jacob, thank you so much for being here on the show. It was lovely chatting with you guys and hearing you talk about all of your nonsense backstage. And
time.
and we'll call things here. So I'm going to see if there's any worthy raid targets. Otherwise, thank you so much, folks. We'll see you next on the VGM Con Twitch channel next weekend. So have a good night and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Josh. Love
Yeah,
you.
Josh.